What's up, guys? J.R. Raymond back again, coming to you from Shopmakers Pro Shop here inside New Glass Bowl in Toledo, Ohio, where today we're going to do just like we did with that Phase 3. I'm going to take another shiny ball. It's a pearl ball, the Authority by Columbia 300. You saw the review on it. You saw how it looked out of box. Now we're going to take it out here on the league pattern, and we're going to do some surface changes to see if we can't manipulate it and make it do different things. And so that way you can see how you can make these changes for your own equipment when the next time when you go bowling. So stay tuned. All right, here we go. So this is what she looks like now. I mean, you see, pretty shiny still. The only shots this ball has on it is from that review that I did. So we're gonna do the same thing like with the Phase 3. I'm gonna start moving left a little bit quicker and get it into the oil so we can see a difference when we start changing the surface. So I'm gonna stay with a rolly hand position here. Oh boy. Oh yeah, kick that 5 out. But you see, right there, it's you can see it delay a little bit. In the oil, it just real lopey. Didn't quite want to get through the pins there. So I'm gonna stay in that same spot and I'm gonna throw it to the right. I'm gonna move my eyes one to the right just to see what it does when I get it to the dry. Faster. Yeah, see now it overreacts. So now you get it to the dry quick. It changes, just moving my eyes that one changes my angle quite a bit through the front. So it makes it shoot to the right. And you can see how it overreacts off the dry. And it was kind of the same thing with the Phase 3. So what we need to try to do is we got to figure out how to blend that out a little bit to give us the most room for error. We want it to blend off of that dry, just a pinch. Make the spare. Ah, dang it. Blend off that dry when I throw it to the right. And then when I get it into the oil, I want it to still hook. So now, let's take again. I'm gonna throw that shot back. I'm gonna move my eyes back left again and see if it two pins or late swisher. I got my hand around that one. That's why it overreacted there and looked pretty good. So let's, I'm gonna throw one more. I'm gonna move left into the oil. Well, you saw the little swish 5-pin and then you saw it overreact off the dry. We want to change that, but I'm going to get into the oil and see if we can't see something a little bit different. There we go. I don't know if I want to change this one. It actually looks pretty good. More and more shots on it. She's looking pretty fancy, but we're going to do it so we can see it. Get that dullness off of it, see if we can't blend it a little bit better and make it hook just a little bit more. So again, I'm gonna start with the 5000. I'm just gonna take that little bit of shine off of it just to see if it will make any visual difference on the lane. It should. We saw it did it with the Phase 3. So now, we got a little bit of dullness, nothing much. I mean, you really almost visually on the ball can't see anything, but it's all right. So now let's see if I can throw it in that same spot, see what happens. That was left. Yeah, and so you see it not be as strong down lane, mostly because I missed left, but a lot of it is because of the surface change as well. So let's take and go to that, let's go down to 2000 now. Go down to 2000, dull it up. You're gonna see this have a little bit of chalk on it, a little bit of whiteness. All right, so now you can see, now we've got some dullness on it. I'm gonna wipe all that chalkiness off on my shirt. See what happens if I throw it in that same spot now. Yeah, so you can see the change in the motion. So now it gets rid of that big flip on the back part, which again, I know people want to see that big flip, but that is not what's best for your score. You start seeing stuff that flips like that, you're going to get a lot of over-under. You're going to see it flip too late, or you're going to see it flip too early. We don't want that. So now, see if it overreacts if I move my eyes to the right. Which it should. Yeah, so this being asymmetrical, you're going to see a little bit of a difference compared to like that phase 3, which was symmetrical. The core in this ball is going to want to stand up a little bit quicker and make that stronger change than what the phase 3 did with that symmetrical core. But we're going to move way left into the oil now, so you can see what it does different. So now we'll get up into the ball return, into the oil. Haven't got my hand around it yet. That's in the oil. Holy moly. So the surface change on this ball makes it dramatically different. So you can see with the phase 3, you didn't see a huge difference. You saw it round the ball out a little bit, not be so skid flippy. With this ball, this one is making it to where it changes the reaction early and makes it strong. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's see if I can make a spare. It's a good practice one. No! Bad spare attempt. All right. So now I'm gonna throw one more shot with the Authority. And again, I just want you guys to be able to see how these balls react differently when you start changing the surfaces on them. I'm gonna throw the Authority a little bit further left again. See if I can get it to the pocket now. Okay, so there, now let's throw one more. Now I finally found enough oil to where I can get it to come light swish. Let's see if I can get my hand around it a pinch to get it to go high flush. Just a small little change. Just a pinch, not much. Just like that. And that actually might have tilted it a little bit too much, which is why I wrapped that 10 pin. So it was a little too late. So let's see if we can go somewhat in between that last one and that one. So I wanted to see it just a little bit more. So I'm gonna actually get my hand around it just a little bit more. And I gotta throw the ball down the lane because the reset button doesn't work on this lane. All right. So either way, we're going to stay in the same spot, look at the same area, and just get my hand around it just that much more. See if we can get the 10 out. There you go. A little better. But you can see the difference in the shape. So if you can learn anything out of this, you can just learn that when you change the surface of the bowling ball, that's the biggest key to changing your ball reaction, is using a pad of some sort. And it doesn't have to be, you know, extreme one way or another. It doesn't have to be a 5,000 or a 3,000 pad. It can be, or it doesn't have to go from 5,000 down to 500. You know, finding the in-between, the littlest surface changes make the biggest difference. You saw the change from shiny to dull, from shiny to 2,000 on this one. That made it like overhooked to almost, like made it hook a bunch. So it allowed me to go much further left. So if you're in a situation where you're saying, all right, well, I'm struggling playing really far left. I changed the surface on this ball and it's not hooking. Find yourself something like this, maybe an asymmetric ball, to where you can change the surface and it allows you to get really far left and go around the lane and be able to still get through the pins. You know, you got to play around with these things to see, you know, what matches up. So just because you go and you buy a ball from a shop, you know, say Shop Makers or, you know, over at MRBs and Classic, well, whenever they do open, whenever we can get back open, say you do go buy a ball and you don't like it right away. You know, well, we don't have that option to put a hole in it to make it flare more or less based on whatever it's doing that you don't like. So now we have to actually start learning to use the pads, learning to change the surfaces to get the ball to do what you want. You know, and that kind of comes into play with being able to change your hand release and all that stuff too. So make sure to pay attention to all these things when you're trying to figure out how to score the best. I hope this helps you. That was the Authority by C300. The surface changes. Next up, we're going to do something a little bit different. And we'll see all next time when I come back. We'll see you later. Take care.